Hi guys and welcome to another art tutorial. I'm doing this because I cannot sleep. It's like 4 am and I thought, well, here's something to pass the time. So anyway, this is a follow-up from my how to draw birds video. This is a dinosaur, specifically a Velociraptor. I'm just going to do a quick rundown on how I'd go about drawing one of these. So here's the finished doodle or drawing. You can see fully feathered and everything. The first thing we'll cover is the hands. Now, this is as accurate as I can draw a Velociraptor, so based on what we know they were fully feathered and had quite substantial wing feathers like this. You see movies like Jurassic Park, and those are movie monsters. They're not accurate to the real animal. Most of us know that, but a lot of people still seem to want to avoid feathers and stuff, which, you know, isn't great if you're trying to draw the actual animal. If you're trying to draw the raptors from Jurassic Park, that's fine. You can just copy them, but if you're trying to draw the real animal, it makes sense to follow what we know about them. So anyway, here is just a mistake there that's bugging me. There we go, toes on the wrong side. So anyway, here is a finished drawing. Again, I started with skeletal one, like that. First one covered the hands. This is one of mine, it's more of a nitpick, but it's inaccurate on the list. So anyway, in like I was saying, in Jurassic Park, you'll see hands like this that face downwards. That is completely inaccurate. To bend the hands like this, you'd have to break the animal's wrist. So from an anatomy standpoint, you need them where the palms face inward like this. Again, think more like a bird wing. A bird wouldn't be able to fold its wing downward like this. It would hold them to the side or fold them inwards, you know, like this. Again, if you watch my bird tutorial, it kind of gives an idea of how you'd go about drawing this. Yeah. Only difference is you add fingers. So that's just the rundown of that. When drawing a creature you haven't drawn before, it's good to get up a bunch of references. So here are a bunch of references I just grabbed off Google for drawing a raptor. This guy's a Troodon, but it's close enough. I always try and pull up a skeleton when drawing dinosaurs, because a lot of the art it's hard to find a lot of accurate stuff. I know these guys' models are really accurate, so I picked up a photo of one of them. Found an artist trying to draw them accurately, and a few semi-accurate CGI models, but a skeleton is definitely the most important when drawing dinosaurs, because a lot of things get very inaccurate. So there's a lovely skeleton of a boy, this Velociraptor. And if you're new to drawing dinosaurs, haven't drawn one before and aren't even sure where to begin, it's good to take a photo like this guy and trace over the shapes like this, so you get an idea of where everything is. Like, you trace the photo and then you have that, and then from that you can go, so that's the kind of shape I should be trying to draw. You can go, okay, so if I want to draw his head, I can start off with something like that, and you don't need to trace from there. You can use your shapes as a guide and draw from there. Yeah. So that really helps you learn the understanding of where everything is. And I sometimes do that quickly. If I want to quickly learn and map out something I've never drawn before, I'll do that to get an idea of the shapes. It's very good to try and do the shapes a bit more 3D than this. Gives you a better idea of 3D space. Kind of like what the head is there, but the rest of it's just, yeah. You get the idea. Anyway, onwards. So we pulled a bunch of references so we could draw this guy. and then we sketched out a skeleton. So here is my skeleton. If you watched my other video, you'll know about my tool beam method and stuff. I always draw the head first, and then the spine, and then I add everything else afterwards. So I do something like this. Go away. Here's the head. Oh, beautiful. And then I'd go, oh, here's a neck, and here's everything else. Way. And then I'd like draw the legs in, and then the hands. Wait. That's not right. Woo. And then I add like the rib cage, and I flesh everything out from there, rather than starting out fleshed out. So there's a boy. There he goes, look. And then build up from there. That's how I'd start out. So we have the skeleton, then we move on to this. Added an eye, give it a bit of an expression, and done the same thing with the little hand wings as I would do with a bird, which you've already seen in my last video. So there really isn't much to cover here. And from there, I go on and I add like feathering. Maybe he needs to be a bit fatter in places, get a bit more muscle on him. Just little details. And we end up with the finished product, like that. So fairly simple. I have a quick tips about an accurate Velociraptor. From what we know, they had feathering right up until the ends of their mouth. I think this isn't entirely accurate. I think if I was to be more accurate with this guy, I would do it more like this. I think maybe a bit further. Yeah, you get the idea. And the tail feathering with Velociraptor, we know went all the way along the tail, not just at the end, like in a fan. So this tail would be all the way along, like that. Of course, once you know how to draw the basic animal, you can go wild and start designing your own creatures off it, or changing things to give it more character. Like, we know it didn't have a crest, but I love giving these guys like crests like that. I think it's cute. But obviously it didn't actually have those, but you know, once you know how to draw accurately, you can start making it inaccurate and go more into fantasy. So yeah, that's the basic lowdown. There's nothing too special there. Drawing the head facing forward is a bit difficult. I'll see if I can do one with referencing, so this could go horribly wrong. Oh, why is there lines down here? Oh, who cares? It can just be here now. So if I was going to try and draw one facing forward, I'd do something like... this isn't going to work. And the eyes are somewhere like there? Yeah, sure they are. That sounds probably right. Not that too high though. Open his mouth instead, because that'll make more sense for me to draw. But drawing birds and dinosaurs facing forward is always hard, so getting an idea of some sort of 3D shape definitely helps. So yeah, let's see if we can make this guy look like he's facing forward. I always find this the hardest thing to do, which is why I'm always drawing stuff from the side. Because it's not easy. He has teeth going all in his mouth. It's a tongue. eye should be a bit bigger. Sorry, you're getting a bit of silence here as I try and remember how to draw. Angry. Oh, that's terrible. Well, you see what the idea was, I suppose. Usually, obviously, use a reference. If you can find a picture of the skull facing forward, that would be the best way to go about this. Oh. Because then you'd obviously have a better guide for what was going on. This is more just me trying to remember how I drew it one time when I drew it. And then never again. Yeah, that helps. That helps, doesn't it? And obviously you can erase some lines and pretend like you never used guidelines in the first place. That's a basic idea. You get the idea. He's gone. You get the idea. We love them. Oh, you get the idea. See, it's very, you know, I tried. But yeah, basic idea of drawing something forward is just thinking about the 3D shapes, which you can practice and get better at, and then be better than that. Anyway, that's basically it. That's all I can think to add for now. I can probably show you guys how to draw a bird facing forward at some point, but I'll make sure to get everything drawn up and ready, and so I'm not just quickly sketching in silence. If there's any other tutorials you'd like to see me do, leave a comment below and I'll consider doing them. I'm always looking for more ideas. At the moment I'm swamped with work. I've got SunnyCon coming up, which I'm trying to finish a lot of artwork for, and just a lot of stuff to think about and get done. Animations, videos, still want to keep posting for you guys, so I thought posting this was a good quick update. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and that's all for now. Flighty out.